I'm officially on vacation now, and it's crunch time. We got to get ready for Ford takeover. So let me go over everything that we got ordered and that we've got in for the 65 Fastback. We've got a new set of wheels for the Gray Ghost. These are the American Racing in, what are these things? The VN 501, I think is what they are. And basically they are a spin-off of a Magnum 500. There are a ton of different versions of these wheels. If you guys don't know, the 2003-2004 Mach 1 wheels were a spin-off of a Magnum 500 as well. But this is my favorite style by far. I love the way these things look. They look more traditional, more like the original Magnum 500s, which if you guys don't know is what was on the car whenever I drove it back in high school. Two of the wheels are already off getting the tires put on them. These are the front wheels. We'll go through all the sizes and everything else here soon. In this box, we have a set of Spintech 6000s for the car. I'm super excited about these things, but if you're a Fox body guy, even a first gen guy, you already see the problem. They're offset, but to the same side, and that is not what the picture showed on Summit. For the time being, we may just go turn downs, so I'll put them to this side so that they're in line here. Over here, I did pick up just a couple of 45-degree bends off of Amazon to try to help me out. Next up, we've got some 1/2-inch blocks because the 8.8 rear end actually lowered the car. So we're not gonna need the full 1 inch or whatever it was that I bought. So these are 1/2 inch. Also, we've got a 3-degree shim. And what this is gonna do is set the pinion angle on the car the way that I want it, because I did get it off. It's not exactly where I wanted it. So we now have the shim in here, and this kicks the front end of the rear end up by 3 degrees. This thing is actually sitting on the ground. It sits at 0.8, and the back of the transmission is 5 degrees down. So we have got to get up a little closer, trying to get up to around 3.5, 3.8, which we should be. Now leave a little bit of room for axle wrap, because the Leaf Spring car does have a lot of that. Down here we've got a new clutch cable. This will be the 3rd clutch cable for this car. I'm tired of burning them up, y'all. I'm sick of it. I cannot get around these damn headers. These things are $170 for one cable. 170 bucks. I can't afford that. So here we go. Turn this fan off. All right, here's the issue. This is going to be kind of hard for you guys to see. This is the clutch cable, and it comes down. The header tube is directly in the path of where this cable needs to come out. So let's just go this way. That'll be easier. That's the hole where the clutch cable goes through. Look, there is literally everything in the way. Tubes and all are all in the way. So anyway, I have wrapped, as you can see, and done everything that I could think to do here. This thing is triple wrapped, the cable. The headers are wrapped, and it just doesn't matter. It's just not enough. So we bought a set of Doug's headers. From what I understand, the business got broke apart, I guess, due to a divorce. She kept the Doug Thurley, and then he started another header company just called Doug's, from what I understand. If you guys have any more information on that, feel free to expand upon it. But these are a tri-Y header, and you can already see how they look different. They tuck in real tight, the tubes do. The tubes are real tight right here. And then they come down real compact. And this should allow us to run the cable. Everything that I've looked at so far, everybody says that you shouldn't have any trouble. So we got a new cable, some new headers, and they're tri-wise, so they have a little different tone to them. They sound a little different. From everything that I've seen, you can kind of compare a regular set of long tubes and tri-Y headers to like an H pipe and an X pipe kind of. There's just a subtle difference that's sometimes kind of hard to explain. The biggest thing that I want to see today are the tires on the car to make sure that they fit, because guys, we about to hang some meat off on the back of the 65 if this works. I don't know if you guys have ever used these shims, but it's the same thing as like a lowering block. So all you have to do is loosen your U-bolts up and slide this shim in whichever direction you need your rear end to go. We need our rear end up, so to do that, we're gonna slide it in from the front. And as you can see up there, there's a nub that sticks through right in the center right there. You wanna make sure that it comes through this hole and it still engages with the perch. There's a hole in this perch. So if that's not enough, then sometimes you have to add a longer bolt like this. You add this in there, and then basically it's just a placeholder so this stuff doesn't slide around. And that's it, y'all. tighten her down. That's gonna add 3 degrees. All right, I've got the SPINTECHs tacked up, and as you can see, I still got the exhaust hanging because I don't know what I'm gonna do with the tailpipes yet. I wanna try to keep them, but that's a long jump from here to there. So I'm thinking these pipes will help me make something to get over there. But for right now, I just want to see what it sounds like with a setup similar to this. Almost like a side exhaust in a sense, just to see what it sounds like. Is it hit? That shit's nasty. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest with y'all.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's a little rich, but we still gotta straighten up the tailpipe. We haven't done that yet, but oh my god. That is nasty. So that's the Anderson N91 camshaft with Spintech 6000 X-pipe, 2.5-inch exhaust all the way back with a set of long tubes. We're about to put the tri-wise on, so we'll see the difference in that. We'll pull it over a second. All right, so here's where we are right now. We got our old headers off, and this is the spot I was talking about. This is where your clutch cable has to go through. As you can see, that's extremely tight. They're good headers. They're Hooker Super Comps, but they're really, really low. And these are the tri-Y headers, and as you can see already, these things tuck up real nice and tight. That side over there is a little bit tighter, but all in all, it'll be pretty cool. So I'm not gonna bother to video this. It's actually going a lot quicker than we thought. So once we get his side buttoned up, we'll go ahead, set the motor back down, put the carburetor back on it, and start welding up the collector adapters. All right, so we got the 65 done, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up for you guys. As you can see, we got the new wheels on the car. We did get the tri-Y headers on. That was a job. But now I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you the car. It is dirty, but I wanna show you the car with the wheels and the stance and everything. I think it looks killer. You guys be the judge of that. Doesn't really matter in the end, as long as I'm happy with it, and I am very happy with the look of this car. And also I want to leave you guys with this. The Magnum 500 style is what was on this car whenever I drove it back in high school. So, you know, a lot of people say I like the torque thrust better. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And we do still have them over there. But this brings me back to 1995, 96, whenever I was driving this car. It reminds me of the Gray Ghost. With all that being said, let me go ahead and turn the camera around, let you guys see it, and we'll go for a quick ride along. got 275s in the back, and we've had to do a lot of rolling. There's some remnants of us not rolling the fender enough right there, but I think we got it this time, and if it does rub, it shouldn't cut into the tire. So that's a 9-inch wide wheel. I'll do a video including the size of the wheels and the tires and how I had to achieve that with the mini tub and shortening the axle. So I'll do a video for you guys that are curious, that want to do this. All right, up front, these are 7-inch wheels with a 215/50. Basically matches the size of the tire in the rear of the car. This is some homemade stuff, exhaust. It's kind of some Frankenstein shit, to be honest with you, but it's okay. You know, we did it ourselves, and that's all that really matters. I could take it to a shop and have somebody do some really nice exhaust work on it, but it's going to pretty much sound the same. So with that being said, there is the Gray Ghost in all of her glory. This is pretty much its final form. It will, you know, things will change. Trim will go on and things like that, but for the most part, this is it. This is the final form of the 65. Now in the back, I do want to talk to you guys about this because this really pissed me off. It's dirty, like I said, so don't look at that. But the trim, we put new trim on the car finally. Took the back glass out, did all that, put the trim on it, and the damn trim flew off last night on the test drive and hit the back of the car back here and chipped some paint. The paint is not holding up the best on this car. It's going to end up having to be resprayed at some point. I'm not overly worried about it at the moment. The body work was good on the car, but I don't think we sanded this thing coarse enough for some reason. I don't know. Either that or the very first coat that I put on the car was such a light tack coat that it didn't burn in maybe to the primer. But it looks good, and it'll probably last forever as long as it's not touched. But as soon as anything touches it, it likes to chip. It is what it is, y'all. I wasn't ever really overly concerned about the paint on the car. I just wanted to get a complete car together, and that's pretty much what we have now. So it's gonna have chips and it's gonna have scratches and shit like that, but eventually we'll redo it. Anyway, with all that being said, y'all, I'll let you hear it real quick. I think you've already heard it probably 20 times on the video, but we'll start it up for you and let you hear this thing. That's it. Me and Michael are gonna go drive the car real quick. And yes, it is like 90, 95 degrees today. This bitch of car is hot. Oh, it takes me back to my high school days when I drove this car. 100-degree heat every day, no AC. Hopefully we don't cut these tires. I think All right, we're gonna go into our favorite place to eat, which is the hardware store here in our local town. And we're gonna grab us a bite to eat, but let me know what you think about the Gray Ghost. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, y'all. And as always, thanks for watching. So you remember earlier, I told you we lost a piece, and guess what? We just lost another piece. Yep, wasn't taped down so good and flew off, skidded down the road. We took the old golf cart. Luckily, it was just right down there. Took the golf cart, rode through the median, and finally, after about 30 minutes, we found it. It's not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it all down and respray and clear this thing hopefully today. It's got a little bit of damage back here, but we can repair that with some fiber fill. It's always something, y'all. All right, so as you can see, we got this thing finished. That's one coat of clear. We're gonna pop another coat on it. It's got some orange peel and a little bit of trash in it, but that's fine. We'll wet sand and buff it out once we get it on the car. But the main thing was just go ahead and get this thing done. I didn't feel like, you know, having to take it over to Papa T's, so we just sprayed it right over here on the side of the house. Anyway, that's it. I'll go ahead and put another coat of clear on it, wet sand and buff it out once it dries, and we'll be good to go, guys. Never give up. I'm telling you, you can fix your own shit.